Welcome to the Union Labor Advisory Network podcast, where our mission is to support, educate, and promote informative content relative to the union labor community. For more information, a calendar of events, and union news and updates, you can visit our website, ulanetwork.com, and follow us on all social media platforms by searching ULA Network and or the Union Labor Advisory Network. And now, on to the show.
Hello, friends, and welcome to the Union Labor Advisory Network. I'm Mike Fina. Today, I'm extremely proud and privileged to have two rock stars within the IBT Teamsters, Local 294, Jason Hughes and Stanley Koniszewski. Right? Did I say it the right way?
Koniszewski. Thanks, Mike.
Koniszewski. Sorry, Stan. You know, it's a very difficult name to say. Not a problem. So happy to have both of you on the show today to learn a little bit more about both of your background, history, and experience. How you got into the Teamsters. I know you have some past, and then where you are today, and really to talk about some of the social media efforts and what you guys are doing within your local to really reach out and organize and connect with so many different people. You're inspiring me and inspiring others. So I'll let you both have the floor. I'll shut up, and whoever wants to take on first, Jason, to Stan, you guys have the floor. Take it.
Go ahead, Jason.
Go ahead. Jason Hughes here, like Mike said. I am a 23-year Teamster. I started out with UPS, been there almost 23 years. I got brought on as a field representative organizer for Teamsters Local 294. Tom Quackenbush trusted me to get the job done, and hopefully we're doing some good things in Local 294. It sounds like we are. From an outsider looking in, everybody is saying good things. So I'm happy to be in this position, and I'm happy to keep doing the organizing and the social media with 294.
Thanks, guys.
Stan Koniszewski, business agent with Teamsters Local 294. Back when I was about 21 years old, I grew up not in a wealthy family, so we had to make do on getting a job all the way through high school and everything, and it worked out for me. But I had to get a job. Living with about 10 of us in a trailer, piled on top of each other. I had to get a delivery job. So I didn't know what a Class A driver was at the time. Didn't know what a Teamster was at the time. I didn't have my father growing up. I didn't have a father to tell me, go get a trade job. And I stumbled upon a delivery job for Class A. And that was back when they actually trained you while you worked. So you could actually get in the truck. And for some reason, I was pretty good at shifting gears and backing up trailer like a farm tractor, So I ended up getting my Class A, got a Teamster job. And at first, I thought it was just a job. Then I realized it was a career because I had kids. And once I had the kids, the opportunity to do something else wasn't there because I had great health benefits. I had a retirement. I had a wife to support. So, I was thankful at that point that, the trades found me and I didn't have to go looking for them, and that I already was set up before I had my kids. So I was a delivery driver for almost 20 years at Cisco, lumping the food off the back of the truck. I ran New York City out of Albany probably for the first 8 years that I ran truck, 48 barn doors, backing in underneath the Brooklyn Bridge and all that, taking out cars going around the corners back before they had cameras, because they all parked right on the corners. And I was sergeant at arms for about 6 years while I was a steward for almost 2 decades at Cisco. And there came an opening at 294 in the construction end of things. And I went to President Bulgaro and said, I'd like a look. And not only did I want to look, I was willing to burn 4 weeks of my vacation I was going to spend with my family to get that look. So I came in on my time and I shadowed and I did well with the ready mix contracts, catching some of the contracts up. And I was able to pick up on things due to the fact that I was a steward for almost 2 decades. It came natural. And that was the start of my career here at 294 in the office.
It's incredible. Again, and I'm so fortunate to, met you, being in New York in the Brooklyn area, working with Joint Council 16, having the pleasure of meeting both of you guys at the New York State Teamsters conference up in was it Lake George or it was Lake George every sometime, and just to meet business agents, reps, the solidarity, understanding what people are doing, best practices, and to get the chance to meet both of you I saw a lot of the stuff on social media, and then when we get together, it's like, oh, we have a really great connection here because you're doing some inspiring work. You're reaching people outside of Albany, really across the country or the world, really, if people are looking on TikTok. And now in your executive level, maybe you could share some of the experiences of what you guys are starting to do from a social media standpoint. Jason, I know you have the responsibility there. And Stan, you're like a rock star on all the social media platforms because you see it everywhere. And if everybody or anybody has ever seen, this is the guy right here. This is the thumb right here. Every shot, right? You got this.
There it is.
That's the shot. But to music, it's so inspirational. And again, these are ways to reach communities and let people know what the Teamsters are really about. What you're organizing for and how you're helping your members. So again, maybe you could lend a little advice for how you guys got started and the progression that you're at today.
Let me take a little bit of this, Jason. Jason does a great job, and there's not a better wingman than I have with Jason because we sit up half the night collaborating on how to get out there, not just to our members, to the youth, to 40-year-olds. I mean, 40-year-olds now are going on TikTok and social media and stuff. That it's an avenue that they had never had before, and it's going to grow. And so that's why me and Jason took the opportunity to come on your podcast. We love watching your work. It intrigued us. We're looking to be on every social entity out there because if you're not, you're missing out. And not only are you missing out, we're missing out on the opportunity to find that person that didn't have a good start in life and, thought they were going to get a job, but no, they're going to get a career. With the Teamsters, everything's a career. That's the one thing I learned at a young age. It's a career. Jobs are for the non-union side because they can get rid of you any day of the week. When you want a career, you go into the Teamsters. We get your job. You have a contract. It's a simple thing to follow. A, B, and C. Play by the rules, work by the rules. Fair day work for a fair day wage, And when the problem with today's generation, they don't understand that management does not have that philosophy. Johnny's having a bad day in management. He's going to take it out on you. Well, you got a CBA and you got a shop steward and you have a business agent there to protect you when Johnny's having that bad day. That's why it's a career and not just a job. And we don't want people in the community around us having jobs. We want the people around us to have careers because it strengthens the community. And absolutely. One of the things that we looked at, me and Jason, that we take advantage of is getting on social media. I mean, you have to get out to your members. It used to be in the 50s, everybody came to the Union Hall. All right. Nowadays, you're working, you have wives, you have kids, you have all these travel baseball teams, dance class, everything else. We understand that our members need quality time with their families. We want them to have that quality time with their families, but we want to be transparent. As Teamsters, we want to be as transparent as we can to our members. We want to make sure that we're educating them, making them informed about all the great things that we're doing here, in not just this local, but in the international. We have, great President Sean O'Brien doing a great job, leading the pack. We have a great president here. President Quackenbush does a great job leading the crew here. We got great leadership throughout the Teamsters right now. And me and Jason are just taking advantage of the social media to make sure we get out to the communities and say, look what we got to offer. We're not offering you a job. We're offering you a career. We believe in 294, me and Jason especially believe that the unions made the middle class. We're going to continue to make the middle class and look for a brighter future for the families and the communities around 294. Did I miss anything, Jason?
No, you didn't miss anything, but I'll just touch on a little bit with the TikTok account that we have. We started this TikTok account because we were out talking to the members, and we wanted to get a feel for this younger generation, what they use for social media. And we asked a lot of members, what do you use? And a lot, surprisingly, weren't on Facebook, and that was our first thing that we started. So we hear Instagram and we hear TikTok. So what do? We create a TikTok account. And TikTok has, I think, reached quite a few people, and it's a great organizing tool, not only locally, but nationally, because, we're getting comments that I can't even keep up with. Some of the comments you don't want to read because not everybody's pro-union, but, there's a lot of comments out there that, people outside of New York State are saying, oh, well, we need the Teamsters here, or we need the Teamsters in my workplace. And this goes down to Florida all the way out to California that we're getting comments on our TikTok social media. So it's a great organizing tool, I think. And I think that, a lot more people are starting to see, what the Teamsters are about and how they represent the members and what they can do for the working class.
Absolutely. And Stan, you mentioned about Sean O'Brien, just some of the organizing. I mean, with UPS, the massive social media campaigns that went across all locals and organizations from your joint councils to really push out that message to the masses. It made a difference, and it's making a difference today because you can't run from some of this facts, information that's out there that, why are you going union versus non-union, some of the benefits that you've negotiated for your members, and how that, and those fair wages, those better wages, are giving back to the communities in which people live in. You can't live off, a low wage when, inflation's happening. You're trying to stretch that dollar even further. People need to survive and not live out of their trucks or cars or on the streets, but have a fair wage for, fair work. And, being able to put that out there, it helps, I think, from a political standpoint as well, because, you're a local of 6,000 plus members. And I think, Jason, you mentioned that not everybody's going to go to the VFW for those particular meetings. You're not going to get 6,000 members coming in, but be able to engage with your members through Instagram or other mediums, even apps and communication tools that are out there. And you mentioned that before, Jason, too. Some of the non-union people are watching. They're trolling and they're watching what's happening. And those particular members that might not be organized may find that opportunity to say, hey, listen, these are the benefits I'm getting. This is the communication or the team that is fighting for not just one person, but masses. And it just gets me really excited and proud to be able to share this message or that message with the masses and work with you collectively to hopefully drive more economic job opportunities for Teamsters and all the trades, really. And there has been a push, so it's really great to see. And again, you guys are, ahead of the pack. People, other locals should be learning from you. And I think, again, your TikTok, I think it's around 35,000 followers. And some of the posts that you've had that I've looked at has reached over 1 million people. So it's like, it's very, very powerful. And it's a very inexpensive tool to use if used correctly to get people connected. And again, I just want to give, hats off to both of you guys for all that you're doing. And like I mentioned before, this platform is your platform. It was built for labor, by labor, and for labor's communication. So it just makes me so proud to be, involved in this and make this my career path. Because I found my calling, and this is what we're going to do. And to be connected with both of you guys, I just know, the strength in numbers. And there's more things we're going to be doing within this year and future years together. So
we're going to start collaborating more. And the one thing I'd like to say is that it's great to have haters. I don't want people going on our page to actually like what I'm doing. I want them to see us out there 24/7. I'm a 7 days a week kind of guy. Jason will tell you, I love getting up 2:00 in the morning, showing up to an organizing thing with him, getting out there before we know how the vote turns out, speaking. We don't need people following us. Not that we don't want followers. We want people that don't know anything about the union, because it's important to get out there, because they look what's in their check. They don't understand anything about, retirement or pensions. The thought process goes, the whole thought process is what's in my check. The benefits, they don't look at the total package. Total package, hands down, a union job will beat out a non-union job every day of the week. I could give you more on your check, but I'm taking away from your family's future. All right. What we do here at the Teamsters is we try to make sure that we incorporate retirement in everybody's contract one way or another, because that's what creates generational wealth. All right. And generational wealth is what we need in the inner cities right now. We need it in the suburbs. Somebody will say, "Hey, go down on the south side there. Look how rough it is." Well, it's just as rough out in the country. Okay, it really is. From one end of the state to the other, everybody is scraping by. So the one thing that we want to do is make sure that in their future they have something to look forward to, such as a retirement. We don't want the youth of today taking care of their grandparents. We want the Teamsters pension or retirement that they got through the collective bargaining agreement taking care of them in the future. Something to look forward to. Yep. We take care of our own. We're all family, brothers and sisters.
That's right. And Stan, you mentioned it too, just about, when you look at the paycheck and some of the benefits, I'm seeing other union organizations from joint councils or district councils, nationals, even locals, break it out because, you have the training center is talking about, what these career opportunities really look like when you look at the building trades. And then you have your benefit funds that are educating your members and non-members about what these benefits actually are. And when you look at that full package, like you mentioned before, sometimes you get overlooked. You don't even realize what has been negotiated for you in those particular benefits and how it actually can equate. And believe me, I know firsthand, leaving my career, 20-year career in banking, going on Cobra and looking at what the benefits I had in the past, I'm like, wow, this is what I had. This is what we need to get. And when I look at a union career or job opportunity, people that I work for, I'm like, I need to, I wish I could do it all over again and just see some of the people, my peers, almost ready for retirement, and they're ready to give back to their communities and serve in other ways. So it's really, again, hats off to you for utilizing these tools in the most effective way.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yep. And Jason, anything else? Any other points of topic? There was one thing I know that we mentioned before, Jason, too, is I know your local, or if it's your council, the organizing lead incentive program was something that we had some conversations about. And again, social media is a phenomenal, incredible organizing tool to educate the masses on what's going on. Maybe you could elaborate a little bit more about that particular program.
Absolutely. So our executive board passed a great program for the members. It's a program that gives back to the members just by submitting an organizing lead. We tell the members if you're out and about, you're out to dinner, you're out at a baseball game or your kid's soccer game, and you hear somebody talking about their job and, they don't know much about the union. They want to learn about the union, or they want to join the union. We have an organizing lead card that they just fill out of, the person's company they work for, their name and number. They can also put it in through a QR code that's on the card. And if we get cards signed and a petition filed, it's going to be $250 for the person that submits the lead. If we get a contract for that group after the petition's filed, then it's a $500 payout for the lead. So it's a great incentive program. It's given back to the membership, and it's working very well in Local 294. We've gotten a lot of leads, a lot of good leads, and we've paid out on a few of the incentives so far. So it's a good program.
That's great. And Jay, I saw that on your website too, so you could pull off the flyer and I guess the form that you fill out and to send back to the to the local.
Yep, it's a card that we hand out, and then like I said, the QR code that's on the card, you can actually just scan the code, fill out all the information on the website, hit submit. It goes right to my email, so it's very quick, very easy. And we're trying to make things a lot more user friendly for the members. Just to access information, to get updates, and everything else. So
Jay, is that just for your joint council, your local that put it, or is this a nationwide program?
It actually started in our local, as far as I know, and then another local in our joint council, got on board with it. So we're hoping that we can, spread it throughout our whole joint council and see how it works out. It seems to be working with some leads and some organizing and new groups coming into the Teamsters.
Great. That's great. Guys, again, I'm so fortunate to know both of you. You are an inspiration to me as we go down this social media path and really promoting union trades, career opportunities within the unionized labor market, and just know that this platform is available to you. Future podcasts we will be doing.
We will be doing future podcasts. We got plenty of topics, Mike. I think we come up with a new topic every week. And, just to touch base on one other thing with the social media, because we are out there on every platform now. 294 through grants. I went out and got grants. We actually have a truck simulator coming. All right. It's over $100,000. It's just like a flight simulator. So we're actually going to get out there to more people in the community, it's going to be a mobile unit to take it to our members so people can upgrade their craft. So if they're in a warehouse and they want to try the simulator out, we're hoping to encourage them to come to our training school. So that's another tool. It's everything in today's generation has got to be either mobile, accessible, or interactive. And that's part of what social media is make sure we're interacting with our members, being transparent. We want them to hear what great things the Teamsters are doing for them, because like I said, in the 50s, everybody came to the labor temple. They knew what they were getting. They knew what they had. They brought their kids. Today's age is more mobile. Our kids are out there doing more. Parents have to spend time with their family because they're spending enough time with their employer. We understand that, and that's why we're trying to get out on social media and be more transparent and make sure we're bringing it to them. Because at the end of the day, we are elected by them, we work for them, and we're dedicated to them.
It's great. And again, so proud to know both of you guys. And again, coming from New York, Joint Council 16, having the ability and the pleasure to work with 282 Teamsters and get myself off the ground and working on their socials. Those are your brothers and sisters as well. The solidarity is there. And again, I'm just so proud to work for you both. And if there's anything that you guys ever need, we are here to support you. Again, the platform was built to educate and promote union labor and career opportunities in our communities. So we're here for you.
Look forward to our next podcast.
Absolutely, guys. Stan, Jason, again, rock stars within the Teamsters. Look forward
thumbs up, right?
Thumbs up, double thumbs up for you guys. And we'll get some of the information out to you. Once this is all edited and out, we'll create some of the links to make sure that people can reach you when needed for future opportunities in organizing.
Thank you, Mike.
Great.
Appreciate it, Mike.
All the best of luck, and look forward to seeing you both soon. Take care.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
You got it.
Thanks for tuning in to this episode of the Union Labor Advisory Network podcast. To stay in the loop, we ask that you please visit our website, ulanetwork.com, and sign up for our newsletter, where we send you updates relative to the union labor community directly to your inbox. Thank you for supporting labor, and we'll see you next time.